Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we have Haelus the Crafter. I still think I'm saying the name wrong, but hey, I say every name wrong. Dude looks savage. Once again, just the designs of these characters that they do is just absolutely fantastic. I love this one as well. He's a support, and he seems to be like a shielding with a little bit of damage and a bit of distraction and a bit more shielding and a bit more buffing. So very interesting character. He's one of those ones where, based off like what I've read, it gets confusing, and then doing the little bit of playtesting that we can with the one test battle, I'm not too sure. I think, like, I'm very on the fence with this one. I think he could be incredibly strong, especially in certain team comps because he buffs all shields, but it's one of those ones like I just can't put my finger on exactly. Like, I don't want to say he's great and then he'd be bad, and I don't want to say he's trash and then he'd be amazing. So I'm just sitting on the fence on this one. We'll go through his skills, but I'm definitely looking forward to testing him. I think he does have a lot to offer. So he's also got a lot of reading involved in his skills, which is absolutely terrible for me because you guys know I suck at reading. Anyway, he forges an obelisk in front of himself, which is imbued with all of his own starting attributes, which is immune to control effects and is able to mitigate 30% damage. Basically, a clone of his stats, but it has 30% realistic damage taken and it can't be CC'd. The obelisk will deal 150% damage to the most injured enemy, and based on the damage it deals, shall generate a shield for its most injured allied target, which is able to mitigate damage equal to at least 100% of the obelisk's attack rating. So dealing damage to the weakest enemy, and also putting a shield on the weakest ally. If the ultimate ability is used while an obelisk is already present on the battlefield, then the obelisk shall have its health fully restored and shall be leveled up once. Each time the obelisk is leveled up, its attack speed is increased by 15 points and its attack rating is increased by 15%, and its crit damage amplification is increased by 15 points. Past that, the obelisk will deal additional damage equal to 2 going up to 3% of the target's max health, but shall not exceed 120% of its own attack rating. So, in a nutshell, the first use of it will summon the obelisk. If the obelisk is around by the time he gets to his next ult, it's going to buff it, and that obelisk is going to sit there, be immune to CC, take 30% less damage, and deal damage to the weakest enemy, and put a shield on the weakest ally. That's the summary. Long ability, and straight into another bloody long ability. So here we go. He creates a divine cube and places it above the head of the ally with the highest combat rating. I really wish this one with the highest combat rating, like, you could like have a follow like Rosaline, so you could choose who it is, but I guess he rinses and repeats, so give me a sec. And grants them 15 leech life points if they are situated on the front line, or 15 crit damage amplification points if they are situated on the back line. The divine cube shall persist up until the affected ally suffers damage which is greater than 40% of their max health during a single attack. That's like not accumulative from one single attack. This ability cannot be used on summoned entities or allied targets that have already been granted a divine cube. So cube on top, buffs depending on their position, and if they take 40% in one hit, they lose the shield, can't be replaced. Okay, according to the ally's position, backline will get an additional 40 accuracy points, and attack shall deal 15% more damage. According to the ally's position, frontline will get 40 dodge and 15% of the damage received, and shall have 15% of the damage they receive reduced. And then the final skill up is related to his ultimate ability. That obelisk that he summons gets a divine cube with all of its effects from the start of the battle until the end of the battle. So I think the obelisk doesn't like lose it with the damage taken, but if the obelisk dies, I'm not sure if it when you summon another one, it instantly gets it. I'm assuming it does, but I haven't tested that yet. Anyway, on to the next ability. This is a lot of reading and I'm getting screwed by it. He generates a divine field for the most forward allied hero, which deals 260% AoE damage to any enemies within range, also granting the affected ally a shield that is able to mitigate 220% damage, which exists for 8 seconds. He also receives the same damage mitigating shield. Value of the shield is increased to 240, and then this is going to be his level 30 on the engraving. Enemies within range have their shields simultaneously dispelled dispelled. So not a bad shield dispel as well. I'm curious if that would apply to invincibility effects like Brutus or just like absorption shield. So we'll have to wait and see. Passive, when an ally receives any type of shield, and I'm pretty sure this means like it could be a Lucius shield, it could be Gorvo's shield, all that sort of stuff. The shield's value is increased by 20% but cannot exceed 300% of his attack rating. If an ally is using a shield granted by him, they shall be immune to control effects. Really nice. That's like a really big one for me. When an ally receives any type of shield, the shield's value is increased by 30%, so it's an upgrade to that. And this is going to be his 60 engraving. When an ally possesses any type of shield, they shall recover 15 energy points per second. Each ally can recover up to 300 energy points as a result of this ability per battle. So not too bad. It's honestly not a bad engraving if he turns out to be meta. So not too bad. Like I said, a lot. He's really revolving around shields and buffing, and then a little bit of damage tied in there as well. Signature item. His ultimate ability, Obelisk, has its damage output increased by 10% and its shield value increased by 10%, goes to 2020. Then the Obelisk now additionally attacks the nearest enemy target, so it's going to be attacking the weakest and the nearest, so attacking 2 enemies, which should increase the value of the shield. I'm assuming that the shield will get stacked with the 2 attacks. Maybe it doesn't, not too sure. Then we have the and you gotta remember the Obelisk is also doing that the percentage health as well, damage, which ain't too bad, the 3%. The Obelisk attacks now additionally reduce the target's energy regeneration by 25% for 5 seconds. Can be stacked up to 3 times. This is really nice considering you're hitting 2 enemies. After 3 attacks, they're down to 75%. Not too bad. I don't mind that. The furniture is where it gets spicy too. So if we go into the furniture and it eventually loads, if it loads, there it is. Got it. Got him. May be used once per battle. At the start of the battle, a divine cube is automatically created and placed above the head of the allied hero with the highest attack rating. Nice. So get that cube, get those buffs straight away. Divine cubes will no longer disappear as a result of suffering damage and will grant the cube's carrier a shield which can mitigate 270% damage every 12 seconds. So I think this is going to be really good because he just cycles through his shield, his cubes on everyone, and once they're on, he won't cast on the same person again. It's kind of like that the Mortis buff is what it makes me feel like. And every 12 seconds they're getting a shield. It's not too bad. I don't know how impactful it is. I just really liked his furniture when reading it, but I don't know how necessary it'll be. But still not too bad getting that one at the start on the ally, because that it synergizes well. It means you've only got 4 allies left to actually cast it on as well. So not too bad. Plus it's also going to renew that shield on the Obelisk as well. So a lot of good stuff in that. Anyway, let's go in and test him. Like I said, it took me so long to read his abilities the first time, and then you get into testing, it's like, ugh, I'm just drained. So let's just have a look, and we'll test him out more. So here we go. He's gonna pop those shields. There you go. There's the 2 shields that he pops. There's the cube on top as well. And then we gotta wait. I wish there was a way you could summon the Obelisk at the start of the battle. I feel like that would be really cool. But you know, is what it is. Then that was that pulse attack that deals the damage as well. And as you can see, it's pretty basic from here on in. I don't know if there's a graphic for the level. Okay, doesn't look like there's a graphic for the level of the Obelisk. It just looks like it just sits there. It doesn't actually... I didn't know if it was going to get like a 1, 2, 3 on it, depending on the levels. But that is the basic gist of his abilities, the way they look. Let's go into this battle here and have a test. So, we'll do... Thane's good for turning him around. We'll go you. We'll put Nara up there. And then who else can we go? We can actually put you there. We can put you there. Let's do something like that. So let's play like this, just see what happens. We can get a feel for what he's doing. We'll leave it on 1x speed. So he's just sitting there. The cube is on Titus and Titus. Look at that. They've both got a cube. And and see, this is the thing, these things don't scale well enough, so you don't get a real feel of how much damage everyone would be taking in an actual match. So that's why I said he's really hard to sort of test. I just love that one that says any ally with one of his shields is immune to CC, but it depends, because then when you get into the later game, the shields won't last very long, so it might not be as effective. However, if it's like in a back row, or you're playing in a control based team, and the enemy like has a Tassie and the Tassie teleports out of control and then puts control on you, but your shields are still full because no one's taking any damage, then you're immune to that and you can rinse and repeat and keep going through your cycle. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. That's the basic gist behind it, but like I said, he's one that you really need to test in endgame to feel how he's going to be endgame. As for general progression, I feel like he could be okay in early game if you've just got like an elite copy, but we'll try and test that out as well. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.